today's show.
Do the Warriors even need Kevin Durant to win the title? And are the Trailblazers an elite team?
The Magic's Aaron Gordon is here to answer some difficult questions in What You Got, like mailman or air chair.
And we look ahead to tonight's Game 4 in Toronto and break down the 2019 All-NBA rookie teams.
It's Tuesday, May 21st. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 and Tennessee Honey. I'm J.E. Skeets, alongside me as always, Tass Mellis. We got the Ozzy Lee Ellis, and over there, that's the bearded one, that's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey, yo! Trey, what's up?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag the starters, and we saw something pretty curious on Instagram today, guys. It's Snoop Dogg decked out in Raptors gear, wearing a Kawhi Leonard jersey, sitting in front of a Kawhi Leonard mural, basically pledging allegiance to the Raptors before Game 4 tonight. Now, pretty weird because Snoop is obviously a Lakers fan, but with the Lakers out of the playoffs, I guess it makes sense that he would remix his fandom for an LA guy in Kawhi Leonard. And that brings us to today's question: what is the best fandom remix? Like, for instance, in the previous round, when Drake wore a pair of Philadelphia 76ers shorts to ensure that the Sixers would lose to the Raptors because of the Drake curse. That is 4D shorts chest, but we want to hear from you. So let us know on Twitter, what is the best fandom remix? Send them to us at hashtag the starters. We'll hear from you later.
All right, get your tweets in. On tonight's show, Magic forward Aaron Gordon is going to join us live on set. We're going to break down and look at the all-rookie teams that were announced today. We got a very solid play, but let's start with some true or false. Looking back at the West Finals last night. Trey.
Well, they did it. Another finals. That's right. The Warriors finished off their sweep of the Trailblazers last night, sending Golden State to their 5th consecutive NBA Finals. The Dubs didn't need KD to sweep Portland, but they're going to face either Giannis or Kawhi in the next round. So, guys, true or false, the Warriors need KD back for the finals?
It's false. They don't. Steph Curry is one of the handful of guys that can win a playoff series as a number one guy.
Right.
He's one of the best players in the game. You mentioned Kawhi and Giannis. He's in that same category easily, and he's shown a lot more than Giannis and Kawhi that he can win series on his own because he's done that as a championship player. He just doesn't have to do that in Golden State. Now he moves into that role. It's sort of like guys getting, a different role, moving up the bench and moving into the third, fourth. Now he's in that number one role again. He can do that. You got Klay Thompson behind him. You got Draymond Green, 2 All-Stars. You got a bunch of guys who are all defensive type players in those guys and Andre Iguodala. Why the heck can't they win? It doesn't make sense. Of course they can.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's false. It's false. I mean, it would maybe be a more competitive series against the Bucks or the Raptors, but they definitely could win 4 out of 7 games. 100% agree with that. And by the way, 2 things can be true at once, right? When we say all of this, the Warriors don't win their last 2 championships without Durant. I mean, that's probable. It might be true.
Yeah.
And also, they may not need him and don't need him to win another one this year. They can both be true at the exact same time. And I'm with you. That's how great this team is playing right now. And I don't think it matters in the end. They have 9 days off here, and he's very likely going to be back from the calf injury, along with Iguodala, maybe even Cousins, so it doesn't even feel fair at this point. But yeah, they could do it without him.
I'm sure, though, the Milwaukee Bucks would like to find out if they can win it without him because, I mean, look, obviously Kevin Durant is a fantastic player, but remember, Milwaukee had the best defense in the league this year. So if they're going up against him, they're going to throw some stuff at him, and particularly if Kevin Durant isn't, say, 100% healthy, the Bucks are going to try to exploit him, maybe on the defensive end as well. There's no question that the Warriors have been so impressive since Kevin went down. They haven't lost a game. In fact, they've played some of the best basketball all season. But of course, Kevin Durant just adds a whole new dimension and an element to that team. And the Warriors would much rather obviously have him out there as well. So
yeah, of course,
he's another option. But can they do it? Yes, they can. But I don't think that they would sweep either of those teams without him. I think there'd be 5 or 6 games in there because even though they've been playing well, the Warriors, at some point you figure these minutes that they've been playing, even though they've got a long rest here, will catch up to them a bit, and maybe Steph will go cold for a game, maybe Klay, and that's when it's obviously a very nice luxury to have Kevin Durant to throw the ball to.
Yeah, but they're 31-1.
I know.
When Curry is playing and Durant's not there. I mean, it's not like a 5 or 10 game sample size here. That's a lot of games. When Curry's in there and Durant's not, they win almost 99% of the time or whatever it is. That's unbelievable. And because, look, and you're right, Draymond's saying the right things here. Like, yeah, we're a tough team before Durant came, and he made us, so to speak, unbeatable. He said unbeatable. He's right. So far, I mean, when he's been there with them, nobody's beaten them. But yeah, I think they could still beat whoever would come out of the East without him there, which is pretty amazing.
It's amazing. It's also sort of hilarious that Steph Curry moves into that #1 role. And, you know, the old adage in the NBA is the team with the best player often wins playoff series.
Sure.
And Steph going up against Giannis or going up against Kawhi,
They would still have the best player.
they would have the best player. Yeah, but he is not that guy when Kevin Durant is there. So it diminishes who he is in terms of sort of the media narrative, I guess, because he goes down to that second spot. But then we all remember, oh yeah, he is a 2-time MVP and he is that special. And that's the luxury they have, which is bonkers. But it's easy to forget how great he is until he's out there doing that. He's a one-man offense quite often. We're going to see the very solid play later.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, where he is a one-man offense because he passes, relocates. He's just that special. And I think one thing that we overlook, and we talked about it on the drop today, but top-heavy, yes, the Warriors are, but they're also great, and they also swept the Blazers because they're so deep.
Yeah.
And they've shown that they use guys throughout the season. It's very Spursian-like. It's very Greg Popovich-like. And the team that's up in the Eastern Conference, the Bucks that are up 2-1, also have a very deep team.
Right.
And this helps Steph and all these guys stay fresh throughout games. Yeah, Steph had a heavy night last night because they're going for it, but he's also having a light postseason because guys like Alfonso McKinney and Quinn Cook and Jonas Jerebko and Jacob Evan, you can go way down
Jordan
that
Bell,
roster. It's
Looney.
really impressive.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Steve Kerr. He's got that confidence in those players that they're going to go out there and just give valuable minutes, even if it's only 2 or 3 minutes at a time. Something that we haven't seen from another team in the playoffs.
Oh, easy there, Lee. All right, next one here, Trey.
After being swept in the first round last season, people weren't sure what to make of the Portland Trail Blazers, so they came back this year, won 4 more games, finished 3rd in the West, made the conference finals for the first time since 2000, and then were promptly swept out of the playoffs for the 3rd straight season. Guys, true or false? The Blazers are an elite team.
An elite team.
A little far to go, I think, for an elite team.
Even though they made the conference finals.
They did fantastic, particularly without Nurkic. Even just getting out of that first round, no one picked them to do that, and they were able to do that. And then the second round, they had to win on the road. So very, very impressive performance. But elite would tell me surefire title contender next season. I don't think they are just yet. I think they need to make a few changes. We saw some good performances from their bench players and their secondary players, but I think they need to bolster that. They get some reinforcements. And of course, Nurkic is a big question mark whether he'll play or not next season. I think they can compete. I think they're a top 4 team in the West. I'm not sure I would say they're an elite team just yet, but they could be based on what they've done in this postseason.
Who is an elite team? Warriors,
well, obviously
obvious.
the Warriors. Yeah, the Rockets have shown they can be at times.
Yeah.
They let it down. And then you've got teams like the Bucks out in the East, and I think those are the sort of teams for me right now. And I mean, elite, you can have like any time LeBron's been on a team other than this season, they've been an elite team because of him. Lillard and McCollum. If McCollum can become an all-star, then that certainly helps their case. But they do need that secondary all-star on their team for me.
I'm fine calling them elite.
Yeah.
The part of it that obviously hurts them is that they're running into the Warriors. It feels like LeBron in the Eastern Conference, where you got the Pacers knocking on the door, you've got the Raptors knocking on the door, and he just shuts it. And that's what it feels like's happening out West with a bunch of teams. And yeah, I'm fine calling the Blazers. Now that they've gotten there, this was their step, getting to the conference finals for the first time. I think they can get there again. And I understand Lee saying, yeah, they're not a finals favorite or even have the, I guess, if they didn't make the conference finals, would you be shocked? I guess not.
That's what, yeah.
But I think they would be disappointed in that locker room now. So I can put that title on the mix.
Yeah, are you an elite team? You have a top 5 player. I mean, I think a lot of people would have Lillard in the mix. Maybe the MVP voting will even show that. You got a borderline all-star in McCollum. You're going to get Nurkic back, obviously a talented young big. They've got some things to figure out here. They got a lot of money locked up in those 3 guys, so you have to do some sort of managing there with their books.
And other guys.
Yeah, it's just funny. If they had got swept by the Warriors in the second round instead of the conference finals, I'm not sure you would talk yourself into them being elite, because it is a little similar to the Raptors teams we've seen in the past running into LeBron and then just getting swept. Are you an elite team if you get swept no matter the competition?
Nope.
Be it the mighty Warriors or LeBron. You say no to that.
Yeah, I would say they're definitely not an elite team. We didn't consider the Cleveland Cavaliers that kept running into Michael Jordan an elite team. They were just a very, very good team. The Memphis Grizzlies weren't an elite team when they kept running into the Spurs. There can be good teams, not always elite.
Just sucks. We don't want to poo-poo on that great Blazers
That
season.
was a great
You know what I'm
season.
saying?
That was a great season.
All right, we got to take a break. Lots more still to come on the starters tonight. When we come back, Magic star Aaron
There he
Gordon
is.
is in the building. We'll talk to him about the playoffs and a whole lot more. Don't go anywhere.
The Starters is presented by Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 and Tennessee Honey.
Guest season continues here on The Starters. The guests keep rolling in. We're very happy to have Magic's Aaron Gordon with us. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Hi, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys taking the time and letting me on the show.
No, letting you on the show.
Come on any day of the week, man.
Oh, for real? Yeah, all right. I'll be back.
You're the
then.
fifth starter. You're officially the fifth starter.
All right, I'll be back.
Just finished your first postseason. How was that experience for you? First time in the playoffs?
It was great. You know, it was something that we've been working for a long time in Orlando. You know, I think it was like 8-year, 9-year drought in Orlando, not getting to the playoffs or something like that, 7 years.
Yeah, I think it was 2012, yeah.
Yeah.
Long time. Can we expect the Orlando Magic to be there now on a permanent basis now that your young guys have come together?
Yeah, I believe that we'll be there, annually. I really do. Just because we have that foundation, we have the pieces in place, and we have a standard of play. But the playoffs are fun, man. I didn't realize how fun they were. Like, oh, man.
Once you get a taste of it, you want to get back?
Yeah, the crowd's rocking. It's just so easy to focus.
Right.
You know, we played a lot of not meaningful games in Orlando. My first couple, 3 years,
Right.
you know, after All-Star break, it was kind of like, you know, we roll the balls out and we play pickup.
Right.
Once you get into the playoffs, it's like every possession means something, and it's just like, go, you know. It's great, good focus.
I saw the NBA finalists were announced for the NBA awards, which are announced in June, and I saw you weren't very happy that Coach Steve Clifford and Terrence Ross weren't nominated for the six-man. Why should these guys be nominated, in your opinion, for the Lou Williams Award? That's
the Lou Will.
You're
That's
not wrong.
definitely the Lou Will Award. Well, T. Ross, I think he set a record this year. He was the only one to make 200 threes off the bench.
Right.
You know your stats.
And not start a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, not start a game. So that's, I think that's in history.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like the
that's
history
right.
of the
Yeah.
game. So to not be mentioned coming off the bench and set a record like that with nobody else in the entire history of the league is done, got to at least get a mention.
Right.
With Coach Cliff, we had the best improvement from one season to the next season in the league. I think something like that. We went like 22-9 in the back half, something like that. So that's another reason. Yeah. Orlando, you know, people don't give us enough love. They don't give us enough credit. And I think eventually they're going to pay credit where credit is due. You know, I can understand we haven't been winning, so you don't get a lot of love when you don't win. But hopefully we can start winning. Hopefully we start getting a lot more love.
All right.
I love it.
Gave him some love right there. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
well, let's play a little What You Got, all right? This is the
All right.
Aaron Gordon edition. Very
Okay.
simple. We're going to present you with some
All right.
either-or questions. You got to decide on the better choice. You got to pick one side or the other, all right?
All right.
So we'll start with this. 2016 NBA dunk contest up in Toronto. We were there. We were in the building. You got robbed a little bit, but you had some great dunks. You know, look, it was an unbelievable contest. You and Zach LaVine going back and forth. But between two of your dunks, you had this crazy one over the mascot. You did the, under the legs, and then you had this one, your sort of 360 mailman. So what was the more difficult dunk, the air chair or that 360 mailman?
Man, that's a tough decision. I like.
Because they're both easy for you.
It was just all flow. It was all flow. I like the 360 mailman better.
Okay.
I think it was more technical.
Yep.
It was more challenging. I think the air chair was just like sheer athleticism.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
But the timing here with this one and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good one. I've also heard whispers, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're maybe considering going back in 2020 in Chicago.
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay.
I would love to.
Okay.
I got more dunks in the sleeve. I feel like I let you guys down in the New Orleans All-Star game, let a lot of people down. And it just wasn't a good performance, and I can't go out like that. So
Okay.
gotta go back to
So
Chicago.
maybe
It was
in
the
Chicago.
technology's fault. It was the drone's
Yeah,
fault. It wasn't
exactly.
your
That
fault.
was tough,
Yeah,
man.
the
That
Wi-Fi was
tough.
bad in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
practice.
Let's go with that.
All right, well, next one here. We saw you got some help from the Magic mascot stuff during that 16 contest. He was helping you out. You also once went on Ellen, and she helped you out. So who is the better dunk assistant? Is it Stuff or Ellen?
That's interesting. I'm gonna say Stuff because he gave me more assists.
Okay.
But it's hard to go against Ellen. Ellen, she's she's not really part of the basketball culture, but she did a great job. You know, like she did a good job.
I mean, you're sitting beside the biggest Ellen fan in the world, possibly here, Lee Ellis.
Oh, she's so cool. She's so cool. Like, have you met her before?
No, I haven't. Can you maybe
man.
hook me up? I mean, you obviously know her pretty well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, when you catch an alley-oop from someone like that, you know, you're like this for life. So maybe I have to work on some things.
Awesome. Well, in the summer, right? We'll go on the show.
Okay. Next one here. Better Aaron Gordon lookalike, Aaron Judge or Casper from the Uncle Drew movie?
I'm gonna go with Aaron Judge because Casper had that haircut, man. That's not me. Man. That's not me.
So this, I mean, you dressed as Aaron Judge for Halloween. Amazing stuff. And then Casper, for those that don't know, is your character in the Uncle Drew movie.
Yeah.
How fun was that, getting a chance to do that?
It was great, man. Just to be on set with a bunch of legends.
Yeah.
You know, from C-Web and Shaq. And Nate Robinson. Kyrie did an amazing job. Lisa Leslie.
Yep.
Like, that was so cool. Reggie, like, everybody on set, man. It was just a really fun movie, family-friendly movie, and just hilarious. Nick Kroll and Lil Rel. Oh, man. They're really funny, and it's a great experience.
Right.
It's a great experience.
All right, well, final one here. We understand you're a big hockey fan.
Yeah.
Is that true? Yeah.
I do. I like playing hockey. I like watching the Sharks.
Right, and the Sharks, and here's a photo of you, young Aaron Gordon there playing a little hockey.
On the ice.
Guess the whole family was into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Sharks are in the NHL Finals right now, down 3-2 to the Blues.
Yeah, St. Louis.
But I want to know, what's the better trophy? Is it the Stanley Cup or the Larry O'Brien? Okay, you're in the NBA. We know you're chasing the Larry O'Brien trophy.
That's tough.
But what's the better trophy?
I really like, I'm going with Larry O'Brien.
Okay.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
You like the Stanley Cup?
I like the cup, man. You can drink out of the cup.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The cup is
It's a great
timeless.
trophy.
Yeah, it is, man. It's nice, but gotta go with the one.
How do you feel about the Sharks' chances tonight? They're going to force Game 7 here? What do you think?
I believe so.
All right, there it is.
So
We're going to be praying for the Sharks for you, man. We appreciate you coming on.
Oh, yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Adrian.
And anytime, right?
That's right. See you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, Aaron Gordon. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about the all-rookie teams and a whole lot more. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Starters. Time for some fill-in-the-blank fun. Trey.
It might be a game early, but we've got a pivotal Game 4 up in Toronto tonight where the Bucks lead the Raptors 2-1 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Raps did a great job on Giannis in Game 3, holding him to just 12 points, but that required Kawhi Leonard to play 52 minutes on a bum leg. Guys, fill in the blank. The key to a Raptors win tonight is blank.
Hit those threes. I'm going to keep it very, very simple. Raps hit 17 threes in Game 3, 38% from distance. Bucks just 14 of 44. So, obviously less and not the greatest percentage. Gasol hit 4. Lowry hit 3 before he fouled out. Siakam hit some corner threes. Why is this important, just despite being 3 points instead of 2? It opens up more room for Kawhi to operate in the ISO, and even for a guy like Siakam to drive and do his spinning and stuff like that. You got to keep them honest. You got to hit the threes. I think it's as simple as that for me.
I'll piggyback on that. Kawhi can't wait for anybody to hit shots, so he's got to be everywhere. He's got to do everything. Defensively, offensively. There's no choice in this game. Their season is on the line. He guarded Giannis last game because the Raptors realize, Nick Nurse realizes, hey, we can't wait. We got to have our best player doing absolutely everything. You're going to get a better effort from Giannis Antetokounmpo after a 12-point game, so it's going to be up to Kawhi to bring that energy right from the start. He always does, and yes, it would help if his teammates also
It definitely helps.
Well, I'm actually going Raptors defense on Giannis. I know that Kawhi will likely get that job to start with, but we saw in Game 3 there when the Raptors really were aggressive in doubling him and getting the ball out of his hands, it did disrupt the Bucks offense a little bit. And Giannis didn't really face that sort of pressure except for in that Boston series in that first game. So I think the Raptors know that if you can slow Giannis down somewhat, maybe throw him off his rhythm a little bit and not allow him to go for a standard 25, 30-point game, you give yourself a better chance. Of course, the Bucks bench and their depth is very, very good, but still, it doesn't hurt when if you can sort of nullify Giannis's direct impact on the offense.
We'll see. It's a pivotal Game 4. It's usually Game 5, but it's a pivotal game. No, it's pivotal Game 4.
Oh, man.
It is. All right, next one.
NBA all-rookie teams were announced today. You see them right here. The top 5 picks in the draft. Ayton, Bagley, Doncic, Jackson, and Young make up the first team. On the second team, we've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Colin Sexton, Landry Shamet, Mitchell Robinson, and Kevin Huerter. Guys, it was an excellent rookie class. Need you to fill in the blank. Sophomore season you're most excited for is blank.
I'm going with Landry Shamet out in Los Angeles. He had a pretty strong end to the season there for the Clippers.
Yep.
In that series against the Warriors, didn't score all that much, but hit some big shots and played some very important minutes. And Doc Rivers really trusted him down the stretching games, and it showed a lot of composure for a rookie player in his first season. So I expect as the Clippers will improve next season, he's going to get more minutes and really have an impact on that team. Fun to watch. He can shoot the three. He gets out and run. He's athletic. I think he's a really, really good player.
I'll go with Trae Young. I'm really interested to see what kind of player he becomes in his second season, because it looked like we had 2 Trae Youngs in his first season. Started off a little bit slow, but after the All-Star break, he was a baller. He looked like a really, really special player out there. Hanging with the best players in the game, I think, really just helped him out, sort of slow down the game for him, because you see the numbers on the right there. Those are very, very strong across the board. You know, good percentages. The turnovers came down, which is really, really impressive. Everything, even the free throw percentage, it just shows you he got more comfortable in the league. What kind of player is Trae Young going to become? Can he be a superstar in this league?
I'm very excited for Marvin Bagley III. Sort of similar in a way to Trae Young. Started a little slow, but got it going. In his final 15 games when he came back from injury, he's putting up 18 and 9, shot 50% from the floor, even shot 41% from 3 on 2.3 attempts per game, hitting about 1 a game. To me, he had a pretty similar rookie season to John Collins, who then we saw the leap that he took in his sophomore year. I think you could expect the same with Bagley, especially on a Kings team that now, like the Magic and Aaron Gordon, they want to get into the playoffs and get some experience with Fox, and Bagley is sort of your 1-2 punch there. So I'm excited for them. Great rookie class, though, like Trey said. I mean, unbelievable. Top 5 picks. The top 5 guys in the all-rookie first team. Haven't had that since 84, 85 when we're talking Akeem and Jordan.
Sam Bowie.
And even the second team is pretty stacked. Yeah, shout out to Sam Bowie. Very nice. When we come back, Lily hits us with a very solid play. It's a unique one.
Oh, it is.
There's the claw. Kawhi Leonard coming into the Scotiabank Arena for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight in Toronto. Raps looking to tie the series up. We asked you, what's the best fandom remix? You hit us up on Twitter, #TheStarters. What do you got, Trey?
Some good answers. Mike says, when Magic wore a Celtic shirt at Bird's retirement ceremony. That definitely looks weird. Another great answer from Emil. The one time Jack Nicholson went to a Clippers home game also looks weird. But the best answer comes from Sam, who says Lee changing t-shirts at a Hawks-Raptors game, going through the layers like crazy.
Yeah, never lose.
This guy wears more layers than Chiefs at our basketball. Yeah. All right, very solid.
Yeah, well, Tassie, why don't you take us through with this one? You alluded to it off the start of the show here.
Well, just watch Steph.
Where is
it? Bottom corner here.
Okay.
Watch Steph. Watch Steph.
There he
Watch
is.
Steph.
Ooh, little pump fake party.
24 seconds of movement.
Yeah.
How do you stop that? I don't know. That's what I call a very solid P.
Drop podcast. It's up and available to download. We had a heated debate about whether Durant would leave the Warriors if they three-peat. Go check it out. I mean, it was Lee versus everybody else, but
Are you going to let me talk?
He held you up. All right, thanks, Aaron Gordon. We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Lee needs a Lee versus everybody shirt.
Brace the night, people.